All right, y'all. Let's do a reading. What I kind of like to do is another pick a card, but what I'm going to do is it's going to be very general. So we are doing a pick a card. Is the timing right? And whatever first popped into your mind when I asked, is the timing right, is exactly what I'll be pulling on. So if you have to hold on to that one thing, you have to hold on to it, but that is what I'm pulling on. The first thing that popped into your head when I said, is the timing right? So I am going to ask the universe for 2 cards here. We're pulling from this beautiful deck. And I'm just going to shuffle until we get our 2 cards. We could have 2 yes answers. We could have 2 no answers. We could have undecided answers. And I'm already done shuffling, so it's pretty cut and dry, I guess. Our bottom card is the Wheel of fucking Fortune. So I cannot express to you how important it is that this was the bottom card when I ask you, is the timing right? This is literally the card about timing. Really the penultimate card about timing, and it was on the bottom. So that, my friends, is how I know that I shuffled correctly. So let's do 2 cards as per usual. I'm going to give you the name of 2 cars, and the dogs are going to stop barking, and you're going to choose, like in a heartbeat, like it's in just one half a second. You're going to choose which car resonates with you the most, and that will be in relation to the card that I pull. So we have our 2 cards right here. Oh, we have 2 stuck together, so you know I'm going to put that one up top just in case. This is a sticky deck, though. I will give you that. But it could be an additional clarifier. So let's do a Lincoln Town Car and an Oldsmobile Cutlass, the sedan, just in case you were wondering. All right, so Lincoln Town Car or an Oldsmobile Cutlass. We are going to go heads for the town car and tails for the Cutlass. And I am going to flip it, catch it, and put it on my hand. We're going to go with tails, if you can see that, sorry. So Cutlass, town car. Okay, let's see what's going on with you Oldsmobile Cutlass people, you beautiful, beautiful souls. Is the timing right? 3 of Wands. It's up to you. You're in control of the timing being right. It's the timing is always right for this. The timing is always right for whatever you're thinking of. When I first asked you, the timing is always right. So is the timing right? Yes. But it's up to you, because for some reason you're hesitating, even though I think you might even know that the timing is right. How do I want to clarify this? I do not want to use that deck. Believe it or not, I'm going to use the Tarot of the Abyss. That was the one that was calling to me, and even though this is a light reading, it's what was calling to me. So there's clearly something in the pictures on the cards. There's something in this iteration of the tarot deck that's going to resonate. So yeah. That particular card, it's almost like, this is weird, but it's almost like you have the opportunity to play God a little bit. Now, listen, I come from a spiritual background where I believe everyone is God in their own way, right? I mean, in a universal way, like we're all part of the sublime and divine. But there's something to this sort of the archetype of God, where there's like control and we're getting out of Libra season, but judgment, like this sort of, you are in control of this, much like you can play God in this situation, if that makes sense. So I would say, you know, from the bleachers, as I am, I would say that, you know, you just be very careful in how you proceed. And I like the timing is right. I'm also getting like, okay, so you have the opportunity to kind of play God and control your own life and maybe even control this situation. I'm getting encouragement from the universe to and I don't mean this in a bad way, but to be a little performative, to be like you're in demand and you're on stage right now. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it really is like you need to make a spectacle of it. So what does that mean? In a relationship, let's say, is the timing right for this relationship? What that means is that you really go above and beyond. Like you're not playing any games. If there was ever time for you to be full simp mode, like this is it. Being a quote unquote simp will only get you into really good places in this energy. Like laying it all out, being there for that person, for your partner, really putting in extra time and being your authentic, beautiful self and showcasing your weirdness. Like come full out, come clean in your weird and wackadoodleness. Like that's the part that I mean of being performative and on stage. It's like really let it all loose, because you do have this control and you can play God a little bit. So, you know, make it a Greek play rather than a Netflix series. Does that make sense? Make it a Greek play instead of a Netflix series on, you know. Okay. Really? Okay. All right. So our bottom card is the King of Cups. Again, with it's up to you. You have all the resources. The timing is right. You're in control of the ship, but you can definitely decide who to give your attention and love and time to. So what's it going to be? Right away, the bottom card. Death card. And definitely I'm seeing like a universal and the tree. Oh my God. Okay, so Ace of Swords. Let's see what the bottom card is. So Ace of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, and Death card. This is big. This is really big. If you were the Cutlass, the Oldsmobile Cutlass people, excuse me, whatever it is that you were wondering if the timing was right, the timing is motherfucking right. It is so right. It's more than right. I don't think you understand how strong the Death card is. Sandwiched in between is the Ten of Pentacles and then the Ace of Swords. This is all about This is really about a partnership or a situation or a movement forward that is intellectually compatible. That should mean a lot. So yes, the answer is yes. The timing is right. Whatever you were thinking about, Cutlass people, it's amazing. You go do it. Like I said, you can play God. You can create this. You should create this, is what I'm saying, because it's there. And don't get too stuck in deciding, oh, should I come? Should I go? Should I? No. Be performative about it. Make it a big deal. Be your weird self. Light shit on fire. Like show them how goofy and how imperfect and how beautiful you are. Because the timing is so right to let all that out and then really be understood as this beautiful being that you are. Don't, like, you can play God in this situation. Just let it go. Let your freak flag fly. Wow, I love this. Love it. Lincoln Town Car people. Are you ready? Wow, the moon. So, yes, it is the right time. Oh, man. Of course it came out with the Empress. Why is this all about love and relationships? I guess because it's me, I mean, like I always say, there's no tarot card reader who reads in a vacuum, right? We all come from this place, this reason why we exist on this planet, and a motivation and biases and our own past and our own history. And so every tarot card reading that we have is informed by who we are, right? So there's never going to be a tarot reading that's exactly the same, even if it's the same cards, because of those differences. So, this is a yes, the timing is right, but unlike this side, if you picked the Lincoln Town Car, I want you to be very aware of if it's right for the other person. And between the moon and the Empress, that's absolutely all I see here. Here, you create your own reality. This is always time for this. Be aware of if the timing is right for her. The universe is saying the timing is right, but that doesn't mean that the other party is going to think the same. Let's say it's the feminine energy. The feminine energy has free will to decide if this is right timing for them. And it could look blatantly obvious that it is the right timing for them, but they need to actually make that decision for themselves. So let's pull from some clarifiers from the Tarot of the Abyss and see what else we have on this. Really interesting moon card. Here we go. It's beautiful, but there's a lot going on. Whatever pops out in this card when you're looking at it, I want you to think about it a lot. Whoever picked Lincoln Town Car, look at this card very carefully, very closely, and then really think about what pops out at you and then why. And your why in that thought process, your answer to the question, why did that pop out at me, is going to help you along this path of approaching this other energy, of being temperate when you get to this energy. And it's going to give you an insight. Your instincts right now
could work against you, because I have a feeling that your instincts are also informed by past, and your instincts are informed by maybe fear of it not working out. So is the timing right? Well, I would say usually trust your instincts, but in this case, no. I think you just need to be very open. And I think you need to be asking this other person in this situation. I'm saying it's probably the feminine energy, but you need to be asking them if it's right, not me, not a tarot card reader, not your best friend, not your mom, not your cousin. You need to ask them, hey, is this the right time? This is what I was thinking. Could we do this? Is this okay? Like, will you come along on this journey with me doing this thing? So it's going to be up to them. But I think the answer to this requires you asking them, not me. That's where it comes from. And we're going to try to get 3 cards without the dogs barking so much. And that's it. That's it. All right. So bottom card is Knight of Cups. So yeah, you definitely want to go in very adventurous, but the Knights sometimes can be a little naive. So how do you keep from being naive? Is you ask questions. And you ask questions until you understand. So you ask questions until you understand. And if one of those questions is, hey, is the timing right? Then perfect. If it's more, then ask away. That will only benefit you in this energy. You'll come to understand more, and they'll feel heard and appreciated. And we have the World. And we have the King of Pentacles. And we have the Queen of Swords. I think there's been a little bit of a conflict between whoever you're thinking about and yourself, for you Lincoln Town Car folks. But it's a very, 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 very powerful connection. So is it worth it to go forward? Is that actually what you're asking, instead of, is the timing right? If it's actually worth it to go forward, absolutely, it's worth it to go forward, because there's the World. You do have the resources. The timing is right for you. The timing could be right for them. You just have to ask questions and get involved and open up a little bit. One thing about the King of Pentacles is he does have the resources that he needs. He is confident. He is generous. He is... there's an image that's in my head, but he's the real deal. He's also very humble in certain circumstances. And I think that humility is maybe something you need to think about. I'm not saying go there. I'm just saying the humility might be an aspect that you can look at. Just see if that makes sense. Yeah, I want to pull a little bit on the Queen of Swords. I know I already have several cards up there, but the Queen of Swords is the only. Let me pull from the Rider-Waite-Smith. You have a very strong connection with this person, but there has definitely been conflict. And if the timing's right now, great. But like I said, they have to decide, and you have to be okay with the answer. It might be okay later, and so you can keep asking, like in a respectful way, of course, but it might not be, they might not decide that it's right for them. And if the conflict has been, I'm not getting this, but if the conflict's been from your side, then you might want to really give them that respect and time if they need it. Just want to pull on the Queen of Swords. Just a couple clarifiers to wrap this up in a neat little bow, because you Oldsmobile Cutlass folks, you have really taken the cake. This might even be a deeper connection, but let's see what, hold on. Let's just see what comes out with the Rider-Waite-Smith. Hold on. Death card. King of Swords. Yeah. It's so weird. I wish I would have said something about that. So it's a little bit of a roller coaster. It's a little bit of a roller coaster. So there's been heartbreak and there's been jubilation. And I think almost like there is that underlying current of this connection having this powerful, like life-changing effect on both of you. But since there has been this roulette wheel of brokenheartedness, heartbreak, betrayal, oh gosh, angst, just sadness over the connection, and then jubilation, almost like a manic celebration of the connection. And since there's been both of this roller coastering, maybe it is a death to that cycle, which would be great. I mean, that's one way I can interpret this, is this cycle that you've had going on with this person, this feminine energy, this Empress. Maybe it's the end, the death to that cycle of roller coastery, heartbreak, jubilation, heartbreak, get back together again, break up, get back together again, break up. Maybe it's the end to that. But the foundation, what I see is I see the King of Pentacles behind that mountain. When really you should be on the mountain. Like you need to build a foundation rather than say, come hither, there's mountains behind me. You really need to be on the mountain and say, look what I have. This is, this is where I am. I've climbed the mountaintop. I don't know if that makes sense. But I think this could be something. Let me just pull on the world real quick, because there's a lot to this. This is more complicated than the Oldsmobile. The Lincoln folks, it's almost like you have more to lose, and that's why there's a hesitation there. That's why you're asking the question, is it the right timing? And that's why they're asking themselves, and you really both have to be on the same page, and then you have to build. Excuse me. You really have to build together and both be in this flow and both be consistent. You really both have to be consistent in your actions toward each other to rebuild that trust. I think you can do it, and I definitely think that it's worth it. All right, so let's just pull on this guy real quick. I'm sorry, but you guys had a simple reading. That's why I'm spending so much time over here, because this is not quite as cut and dry. It wasn't ever since the Empress came out with the moon. It was always a little bit more complicated. So, but that's this connection. That's this connection. If you could find out a way for it to simplify and not be so complicated, that would be great. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands. The Hanged Man. the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups again. You've taken your sweet time in asking this energy for what you want to ask them for. You've taken your sweet time in getting the right perspective. I get it. Like, I'm not mad about it, and they shouldn't be mad about it either. It's like, but there's a couple of reasons why you did it, and you need to go ahead and tell them why. You just say, listen, I needed to go through XYZ experiences before I truly understood and appreciated the connection. Listen, I want to tell you that I had to get a new perspective, and I had to amass a certain amount of wealth in order to bring you. I mean, that's what the card literally is. It's like, I had to gain a new perspective. I had to amass a certain amount of material possessions in order for me to feel like I could actually, come to you with this offer of love. And then I had to be strong enough to give you the cup of love that this Knight is presenting. Like, I think you can say that in a subtle way. Like, I wasn't ready to receive your love. I wasn't ready to give what you needed. And now I feel like I am. But you need to be very clear in that, because that's the way that you'll build trust. If you're not clear and you don't, or if you don't intend on giving them what they need, then maybe you should wait. But is the timing right is going to be up to you making the decision to offer what they need, first of all, and then them deciding if that's enough. But then you need to go like full force into whatever it is you have going on, whatever you both decide you want to do, and really play this out. I think there could be amazing, amazing things that you both get to experience and learn, and really open up, the relationship, and open up yourselves to new levels that you didn't even know existed. But you've got to get past this. The truth is that there's a little bit of this over here. Like, it's always been the time, but y'all have been stuck in this cycle. So Cutlass people are also these Lincoln people, but this is a little bit maybe newer, and this has gone through evolutions and cycles of this breakup, makeup, breakup, makeup, breakup, makeup. So it needs more tender love and care, and it needs this authenticity, and it needs you to really commit to how you're going to show up and be present in their life. And then they need to decide if they're okay with that. And if they're not, then I'm not saying, that's it. Definitely keep on trying, because it's worth it. That's your reading, y'all. Pretty interesting.